Hey everyone, I am livecamant coming at you tonight with video 2 in my latest series on really cool and groovy live cams from Germany. As I said in the past video, if you haven't seen that yet, I will put a link to that one. I believe it's going to be up over there. It might be up over there, but click it and you will see the first video in this series. Really cool one. This one has less overall activity when it comes to PTZ and motion, zooming, things like that, but it more than makes up for it in beauty and color. Now, speaking of beauty and color, I would think it was beautiful if you guys would help the channel to grow. Like I said in the last video, we're at 65 subscribers right now. That's fantastic. That means that some of you are remembering to hit that subscribe button and throw me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that because it does help the channel to grow. It makes a huge difference and it's absolutely free to do. So go on, head down there right now, hit that subscribe button. I'll wait. All right. I think you're done by now. So let's take a look at the camera here. Now this is Dortmund, which is a city-state jurisdiction in the west of Germany, in the federal state of North Rhine-Westphalia. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. According to the information I looked up, it has a population of 500,000 people, which is not a bad size. Now, I've seen this camera for years. It has been going on for quite some time. However, in the past, it's really odd because the roadway right down here was pixelated and blurred. I'm not sure why they would blur the vehicles on the roadway, and it was like that for years. And now, all of a sudden, coming back to revisit this camera, I see that it is not the case anymore. It is actually fully in view. And what a view. What a fantastic little scene. This looks so much to me like a tourist location, but in general, the architecture, the design, the colors, the vibrance of European homes and businesses are just so much more so than I'm used to in Canada. Keep in mind that where I was born and raised is the northernmost city on the planet with 1 million people or more, right? So we're at as far as big cities go, we're at the northern tip. So that means in the wintertime it is very cold. Summers are short. People don't spend a lot of time wandering around looking at the architecture where I come from. It is changing, of course. The architecture, the buildings are modernizing, but nothing like this. I mean, these vibrant colors. Look at the yellows, the blues, the reds, the greens, the intricate I don't even know what to call this design. I'm sure there's a name for it. And if you know, do me a favor, let me know in the comments below. But this European design of the lines and the geometric patterns on the buildings, I love it. It's all over the place here. I love it. Yellows, reds. I mean, this is such a beautiful looking community. Lots of pointed peaks. I'm guessing that this would be a church. Now, I noticed that when it comes to the buildings and the architecture that I've been looking at so far in Germany, and I've seen in the past in a lot of European places, the private residences, the businesses will all be very clean and very well kept, freshly painted. They look amazing. Whereas when you get to the churches and the more I guess you'd say older buildings, they tend to look more like this church here, where the paint is kind of wearing. It still is gorgeous, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. I'm sure the inside of that place is crazy cool. I would love to go in, but you notice that the paint and things like that seem to be chipping off more on the churches and those type of buildings as opposed to the private residences. These all look like they were just built yesterday. The paint is fresh. The colors are vibrant. It's amazing. Even the roofs look like they're in great shape. But yeah, this camera, like I said, it's been going on for a long time with the road blurred. I didn't know for the longest time that these were bus stops. And considering how long that bus stop is, I'm going to guess that it's a tour bus drop off where maybe, now it does say that this is a city, a city of state jurisdiction in West Germany. I suspect a lot of tour buses will just drop people off here and they'll say, hey, go wander around for a couple hours and come back. And why wouldn't you? I think just in this little area here, you could find a lot of shopping, a lot of really, really cool and delicious things to eat. Oh, I love German food. So good. That to me, that Auszeit has to be a candy store. I don't know why I say that. I have no idea. I could Google it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to say that that's a candy store. Chocolate maybe. That super salty, powerfully strong licorice that I love. I recall it in Canada. We called it Dutch licorice, but I'm sure they have some pretty wicked, fantastic licorices in Germany as well. Those have got to be post boxes, mailboxes. It looks like a little statue here. But with these bright, vibrant awnings, blue, yellow, and these beautifully colored buildings, these could only be tourist shops. And if they're not, if this is just the day-to-day life for people in this town, hook me up. I want to go live in this town. What a beautiful place. And you've got the hill behind you there. Uh-oh. This is Insecam, so the cameras can and sometimes do go down, but with any luck, it'll come back. If not, well, I'm glad that we got a chance to take a peek at it. I'm going to try refreshing the page just to see if that brings it back. There we go. Sometimes that'll help. But what a beautiful camera. What a beautiful camera. Like I was saying, these hills, gosh. I'm at the age now where, as a younger man, I might have looked at this and went, blah, boring. I mean, once you've seen these shops in town, then again, who knows how big the actual town is. It does have 500,000 people. They might think, boring in the countryside, blah, 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 not my thing. I'd rather live in the big city with the discos and the clubs, and there may be discos and clubs here, don't get me wrong. But to me, as an older guy, this looks like the kind of place where I'd like to buy a little house, like something like this one up here, where I could walk down to town when I wanted to go get something to eat, do a little shopping, grab a pint, something like that. And then just enjoy the solitude and the silence of the trees and the hills. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Well, I'm glad this camera did come back. And once again, as always, I will put a link to this camera directly in the description below so that you can go and check it out yourself. I'm really happy to see that the pixelation and the blurring has been taken away, so it didn't really affect much before, but other than not being able to see the cars going by, but it just cleans up the whole camera, gives it a much nicer look, in my opinion anyway. And in your opinion, if you thought this video was cool, I encourage you to help the channel grow. As I said, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up on your way out, and we will see you in the next video. And trust me, the next video coming from Germany, part 3, is going to be fantastic. I'm just not sure if I'm going to make it today at 6:25 p.m. There's not as much going on in that video as there would be at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. So I think I'm going to wait for the weekend to make that video, but trust me, it is coming, and we'll see you there.